Thanks for staying with us, Mason. I'm Sha'Air Hawkins, and welcome to Open Session, where the part of Late Night Patriot where we have the part of Late Night Patriot where we have interviews, open roundtable discussions, and pretty much anything we can think of. Tonight we have a special open session. We are joined by Detective Taylor and Sergeant Chandler of Mason Police for a special interview. So hello, how are y'all doing tonight?
Thanks for having us.
Good. Thank you for coming and joining us for this interview. So tell us about yourself and what you do for Mason Police.
What I do for Mason Police,
Yeah.
I'm a detective. I'm assigned to the Threat Assessment Unit. I'm also the OIC, or the Officer in Charge of the Executive Protection Unit. And they send me out to do public speaking sometimes. I'm pretty much slash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a patrol sergeant, which I'm responsible for the safety of the students, faculty, staff, and visitors on campus every day, all day long.
Okay. So you would get the calls and then you would investigate them.
Exactly.
Is that
Close enough
how?
for government work.
Okay. So how long have y'all been involved with Mason Police?
Myself, 11, going on 12, about 11 and a half years.
Oh, that's a good time.
Been in the state for 17, so I'm loving life.
That's good.
Yeah.
Been with Mason for 8 years. Prior to that, myself and Detective Taylor used to work at the juvenile detention facility.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's wonderful. My father actually does that, so
Does he?
that's a good thing. Yes.
Well, he worked upstairs in the comfortable section, sitting on nice chairs. So I'm the one who did the work.
How did you get out on the good stuff and then you actually had to do the work?
I'm smarter.
That's debatable, but I don't know, man. I guess I enjoyed working with different, the youth and doing different things with them and going outside and trying to instill knowledge and discipline with them. So I enjoy doing that. I don't know what he was doing.
That's great. Do you enjoy working for the Mason Police Department?
I enjoy being a police officer, working with Mason or whatever, in whatever capacity I'm working in law enforcement. I love law enforcement.
Okay.
Love it.
Yes, that's great. And you?
Same
Sorry.
here. Yeah, George Mason is it's a great department. Working with the students here, faculty, staff, visitors. It's just a great environment.
Okay, wonderful. And so what is the jurisdiction that Mason Police covers? Like, who do you fall under?
Actually fall under the state system. A lot of people think that we fall under Mason. You must understand that our laws are through the state of Virginia. We get sworn in through the state of Virginia, not through George Mason University. So we are, a lot of people ask, who are Mason Police? What do you guys do? And we do pretty much the same thing as any other police department. Only difference is, again, we're sworn through the state, not through the county, not through the city or through George Mason. It's through the state.
I'm glad you answered that because a lot of people ask that question.
Yeah, of course, of course.
What do y'all do?
What
What
do
do
you
you
do?
do? So what is it like being a Mason policeman? Like, describe a usual day at work.
Usual day is responding to calls. A lot of theft on campus. Of course, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights.
Yes.
Get a lot of parties and drunk drivers, underage drinking. We also do we provide security for sporting events, for most of the events at the Patriot Center. So we do pretty much everything.
Okay. And I would love to find out what is like an out of the ordinary experience or call that you've had, like in the past or.
When I did patrol,
Yes.
I was thinking about that when you asked earlier. It's the funniest thing. Chandler and I are the same way, man. You know, when you park your vehicle, you always like to be in that last parking space, all the way over in the corner, and it was this car, man. And this is probably about 6 or 7 years ago. This car, the guy was parked all the way to the corner, the last possible parking space, right against the curb. No one was anywhere close to his car.
Yeah.
He was cool. Nobody was going to hit his doors. A drunk driver came through that night and hit the curb, went over the curb, hit his car, and totaled it.
Oh, wow.
Totaled it. But this guy did all the right things. But hey, what can you say, man? Fate.
I mean, he tried.
He tried.
There's a lot of things that are weird. And there's so many things, I just can't even think of one.
Oh, really? Yes, college students, they do a lot.
Yeah.
I guess they keep you working, keep you lively on your job, I suppose.
Pretty much.
Paycheck every other week.
Yeah. So what are some of the more positive changes that Mason Police has undergone in the past semesters, in the past years? if they're in our area?
The police department, I mean, I've been here, like I said, I've been here over 11 years. And when I came here, man, the police department was a lot smaller. We've grown, as you know, we moved to a new police station. We have, our technology has increased by leaps and bounds. And I think we're now starting to hire a different type of police officer. At one point, you know, you were looking at, a lot of law enforcement agencies look for that certain one where, you know, that tough, that hardcore.
Rigid.
Yeah, but in the environment that we work, it's very important to have communication skills.
Okay.
And that's one thing that a Mason police looks for now is communication skills. Being able to deal with the public, be able to interact in a positive manner. It's not all about knocking heads and going to jail. That's a very small portion of our job.
That's great.
Yeah.
Having a more positive outlook on Mason Police.
Positive. You need a positive outlook on life. You know?
That's true. Do you have anything to add to that?
Pretty much community policing, getting out in the community, talking with the students, interacting, finding out what's going on, finding out what they want, what they need from us, and providing, you know, so they can feel safe in this environment.
So you did talk about that you've increased like your technology-wise. So do you use social media at all to get out to the public and to the community?
Yes, we do. Our assistant chief, he's big on that. He gets into social media. We also have, if you ever go to our website, you need to
what is your
communicate.
website?
gmu.edu/police. You'll find a lot of information on there. A lot of people ask, what type of crimes do you have on campus? That's a perfect place to look. Go on there, you see the daily blotter, it's updated. It also has the Clery Act, so it'll tell you everything that's going on for that year.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So, I mean, I know I do a lot of the freshman orientation, I do a lot of the speaking, and that's one question that the parents have. What's going on? Will my kids be safe?
Yes.
You know, is there theft? Is there crime? Well, if there wasn't crime, there wouldn't be a police department. So we have to get a reality check. There is crime, but a lot of the crime that goes on campus is crime of opportunity. Very important for people to understand that. They need to secure their items.
Yes.
You know, you can't put your laptop down, throw your jacket over it, and say, hey, I'm going to grab something to eat in the Johnson Center, and you come back and your laptop is gone, and you go like, wow, are you guys going to catch him? Wow, hopefully.
Yeah.
But it's no guarantees. And another thing I say, I don't want to captivate, but one thing I always say, know the model number of your laptop, computer, your item, whatever it may be. Know the serial numbers. Because if someone steals it, you call the police department, if you don't have the information, and unless the criminal has a change of heart, and he comes back to you and say, yo, man, I'm sorry, I stole your laptop and computer, I'm going to return it. And unless that happens, chance of recovering is slim and none. Utilize technology. We use technology every day. Students need to use it as well. Get LoJack. LoJack is excellent to have on your computer.
What is LoJack?
LoJack simply, it's able to track that computer. If someone steals your computer, you activate LoJack, and it sends a signal, and we can track that signal.
Oh, wow.
We've gone as far as with one case that we had where we tracked the signal, we found out what was loaded on the computer. The computer kicks you back what's loaded, and it said we have a camera loaded. So we say, okay, next time the person logs on, video. When the guy logged on, the camera kicked in and videotaped him, sent us back a hard copy. We went to the magistrate, got a search warrant. We had the address, we had the picture. We went to the house, knocked on the door, the bad guy didn't answer immediately. They don't normally wake up until about 10 or 11. We got to about 9, so we had to wait. But I mean, when he finally woke up, he came to the door, he answered the door, we look at the picture. We look at him. That's him.
Yeah.
He was arrested.
So even though you are on campus, students still need to take the security measures themselves.
Not just on campus, wherever they go. I mean, people have to look at crime as crime as crime as crime. You know, crime happens on campus, crime happens off campus, the city, the county, wherever you may be, that you still have to take those precautions.
Yes, that is true. But do you think that Mason is a safe campus?
Yes. No question about it.
Okay.
The environment, the only difference is that as far as students and some of the faculty, they think that there's a halo over the campus. It's safe, there's no question about it, but we just need to be more vigilant with locking up our items and not trusting everybody.
More aware.
But safety, safe. You can walk around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, no problems.
That's true.
Well, again, we go, good point that Sergeant Chandler's make, but we got to go back to the same issue, safety. I see people running the circle, not too often I'm here 2, 3 in the morning, but I mean, you see people running the circle 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, they have their headphones on, they're not paying attention to anything, or they're walking to their vehicle, their head is down, they're on the cell phone. Crimes of opportunity. All this bad guy has to do is circle around, come behind you, attack you, take your items, whatever, and then when we say, do you have a description? No, I don't have a description. So often, if you give eye contact on a bad guy, that's just enough for him to know he or she can identify it. So maybe I better take a soft target. That's a hard target. I don't want that target. Something else that we offer is RAD. Sergeant Chandler teaches RAD.
What is RAD?
It's a women's self-defense class.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we have one coming up in a couple of weeks, but you know, people can access it by going to our website, police website, and they can find out when the classes are. It's for women only. We teach women self-defense, and it's great. Yeah. It's free.
Oh, we
Free
like
is
that.
always
We
good,
need
man.
to hear
Free.
that. It is free.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is great, useful information. So we just have just 2 more questions. So, what advice would you give to a Mason student and incoming freshman coming from a Mason police officer, sergeant, and detective?
This is Detective Taylor's.
What? I'm sorry, I dazed out. We have a little time. Go ahead. What?
What advice would you give to a Mason student or an incoming freshman coming from a detective from Mason police?
Very simply, man. Be aware of your surroundings. Lock your stuff up. You know, you're not at home. When you leave your dorm room, lock your dorm. When you leave your apartment, lock your apartment. You have 2 or 3 roommates, and you have separate bedrooms. I may know you, but I don't know your 2 or 3 friends that you have over there. So you may think I can leave my door open because John is over here, and John has a little get together, and 3 or 4 of his friends come in, and your door is open. Next thing you know, your items are missing. You know, security items. Again, know your model numbers, know your serial numbers. Keep in contact with your parents. We should not have to patrol should not have to go to a dorm to tell a child or a freshman or whatever to call your mother, call your father. They're concerned about you. Yeah, but they're under 21, so that still falls under they're a juvenile. So you still have to but they shouldn't have to do that. Keep in contact with you folks. They're probably the ones paying the bills. Yeah. Be nice to say, hi, Mom, send some more money on a weekly basis.
But that's the only time we contact everybody. But, okay, so just one last thing. I was just talking to Sergeant Chandler before you arrived about if I called 911, who would pick up? You know, would it be Mason Police or would they route me to Mason Police? So what is your actual number to contact Mason Police?
So understand something. If you call from a landline phone and you call 911, you go directly to Mason Dispatch Center.
Okay.
If you call from a landline, your cell phone, you go to the nearest dispatch and they will then route. But if there's an emergency and EMS needs to be dispatched, they're going to dispatch EMS. They're not going to just send it over. They're going to dispatch and then contact Mason. They'll dispatch center and say, hey, we just did X, Y, Z, and then they'll have an officer respond.
Do you actually have an office number?
Yes, 703-993-2800 is the emergency number. 2810 is the non-emergency number.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for all this vital information, and it was so wonderful having you here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Anytime.